It is time for Fabulous Misfits, something we have not done in like 2 months, and I entirely blame Yoshi.
I blame Sundays.
I just blame. No, I'm not gonna put the blame on Yoshi. I'm gonna put it on a mutual friend of ours who will not be named, but Yoshi knows. Yoshi knows. Swifty might know. Swifty might know. Van does not know. Van doesn't know.
Swifty knows all.
I will know.
Scotty doesn't know. Fiona and me do it in my van every Sunday.
Beating people up, though.
Anyway, that's enough for the random memes. We are playing some Fabula Ultima tonight. Chat, as always, I do apologize. We aren't going to be interacting with chat as much during the live play itself. During breaks, we will be, however. During breaks, we will be interacting with you, but up until then... Oh, I gotta actually... Hold on. Y'all hold down the fort.
Okay, can everyone hear us? Because...
What?
Are we making sure that the sound's working?
Oh no.
It's not even making sure the sound's working. I've realized that all of my all of the things I use or turn off each week so that we don't have a bunch of people. Yeah, we don't have a bunch of
like that.
Yep.
Emotional damage.
I gotta turn all those off, so.
Magic. I don't play Magic, so I don't know why I brought it up.
What was that about Magic?
Yeah, nothing.
You know something. Anyway. Now there should only be a couple of redeems, yeah. Couple of redeems, one of which nobody can redeem. Hi, Nova!
Hi.
You mean no redeem?
That's a Nova.
Yeah. What was that, Yosh?
I was literally seeing if I have a way to give myself more points as a mod.
You cannot. There is
102,000.
There's one way to give yourself points, and you basically have to have predictions going, which means that you also need someone betting against you. It is a Nova. Nova, you're amazing and wonderful.
One of the two people I talk to every day.
I was about to ask who the other one was, and then I remembered it's me.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta talk to myself, otherwise,
It's true. How else would you justify your amazing decisions? All right. Let us begin. Last time on
Dragon Ball Z.
Last time on Fabulous Misfits. You all left the town you had been staying in on account of being forced to, because, well,
What?
quite frankly, a very rambunctious youngster, some might say a peculiar child, made some decisions that got him a meeting with local nobility.
Hey, my plan worked.
Did it though? Did it?
I got him a meeting.
Yeah, I got the meeting. Got some information.
And with that, you began your journey.
We met Lucifer.
And now you have continued your journey. Now, chat, we are going to be speeding up the travel a little bit because there's quite frankly no real reason to measure it day by day by day. So who wants to roll the encounter die?
Last time I did, we encountered a lot of things.
So it's between Yoshi and Swifty.
Oh, what the hell? I'll do it.
Go for it.
Let's see.
Gotta go fast.
This random D8 that's totally not of any consequence.
Well, considering that's a D10,
Well, it's a 7, so.
cool.
Is that a D10?
Yes.
See, it is a D8 of no consequence because it's a D10.
Yeah, exactly.
Swifty, why don't you draw the top card of this deck and let me know what you pull?
Ace of clubs. We're either really lucky or really fucked.
Man, if only that was an ace of spades, we could have broken out in song.
So
Laugh and draw an aces.
you continue your journey from your last night's rest. And after about 2 days, you're beginning to enter the desert area. And it doesn't take long for you to come across a it doesn't take long for you to come across a partially ruined town with people still living in it. On the outskirts of the town, you see just destroyed buildings. What you would assume would almost be a farm, but of course in desert it doesn't grow much. You see very malnourished people walking from place to place almost idly. What would you like to do?
Sounds like Arizona.
This dusty density farm. Can I tell what is it being here, man?
Yosh, can you repeat that? You were a little quiet.
We tell what they're trying to grow?
At this point, your best guess is withered branches.
Yeesh, that bad, huh?
Oh yeah, that bad.
Delicious. I mean, some people eat bamboo, so maybe withered branches are good. I'm not gonna judge.
I know you can see up to my glasses down my nose.
There's no trees, but I also don't climb trees.
So, is this like actually desert, or is it more like dust plains, like dust bowl territory?
It's definitely like you're definitely on sandy ground and such that you would find in a desert, but you can kind of see where the grasslands are becoming the desert, and the grass is kind of like drying and died off a little bit.
Are we talking Nevada desert or Sahara desert?
Go to Sahara.
So everybody's screwed. Got it.
Yep. Yep.
Anakin Skywalker's worst nightmare.
Oh, 110%.
We're about 60 miles past where Jesus lost his sandals.
And on the right, you can see that calculus textbook that you decided to hold on to in case you needed it for future reference.
But I might need to know how to do logarithms. I might need natural log.
I'm waiting to find the statue that says "I am Ozymandias, King of Kings." So clearly people are doing very poor in this area. Farm is clearly drying up. Is there anything else we can see in this area beyond obviously the withered farm and the withering people?
Just the ruined buildings.
Are these close to the road or?
Yeah. The road is very loosely defined as you cross into the desert.
Gotcha.
How much water do we have?
Yeah, that's my next question.
It's a great question. How much water do you have, party with no magic? The answer is enough.
I mean, I have magic. I just don't have the right magic.
And
I can clear people magically.
Do you have someone with some magic?
It's true, I'm just sassing you.
I have exactly one spell.
I mean, that said, so we're passing the ruined buildings. If I stop to examine them, do they burn down, damaged by battle, and how kind of ruins are we talking?
Kind of all of the above. It's almost like this is a town doomed to fail, and it's holding on solely out of
Willpower.
barely. It's more like we have nowhere to go and we haven't died yet.
There's a Green Lantern in this town somewhere.
Damn it, this isn't Coast City. We're not about to have a Parallax storyline. Calm down.
Yet.
You gotta build up to those things. I mean, what?
Are there any plants casting magic?
So Gavon is. Are we walking or riding? By the way,
You're walking.
None of us have horses. I don't know how I would be riding.
I didn't know if we had a carriage. I didn't remember. Gavon just kind of stops at some point near one of the ruins and just slowly just kind of hands his head back and forth. Would it be accurate to call this devastation?
It'd be accurate to call it lived in ruins.
Slowly just panning his gaze back and forth across the ruins, the worn fields, the withering people.
Mm-hmm.
It's clear this land has not seen good fortune in some time. I pity these fair folk.
Yosh, you are so fucking quiet. I have you maxed out.
I don't know why, honestly.
Are you coming out of the right microphone?
Should be. Yeah, it's picking up my headset.
Interesting.
Let me double check the Discord settings.
I have you set to 120 and I still barely notice.
How about now?
That's perfect.
Okay. Now
Literally,
you're
all I
fine
did
now.
was restart sonar. Something must be going on with sonar.
Now I'm going to turn you down.
Oh god, now I need to turn that dusty.
All right, so Yosh, what were you saying?
Let me turn that dusty so I can hear myself think.
Howard.
Okay, there we go. Dusty's turned
If I'm not allowed to think over him, neither are you. Him and his
what I
fucking
want.
whimsy and slimy and gooey fucking life.
Oh my god, Mac's gonna have so much fun with this entire segment.
Hi, Mick.
Anyway, as Gavon's gaze sweeps back across from the first turn, quietly but not exactly so de voce, he observes, "It's clear this land has not had good lordship in some time. It is a pity to these fair folk that they have been abandoned to their fates."
Wait, were you talking to me?
That was him just speaking aloud.
No, that was me asking.
Oh,
As,
no, merely making an observation.
as you're talking about this, a younger, like mid-teens, shuffles over to you and it's just, excuse me. Do you have any food or water that you could share? And like holds up their hands cupped.
Gavon
How
is
long-
going to. Oh, sorry. What?
How long has it been since we did that dungeon thing?
Maybe like a week,
Okay, my plan wasn't
like
gonna
a
work.
couple of days at most.
I was gonna give him the leftover meat from the thing, but it's probably rotten by now.
Oh, it's definitely rotten.
Unless I salted it.
Gavon is going to reach into one of his belt pouches and rip a small piece of. I'm presuming he has like some pemmican or something in like one of his pouches, like a trail ration,
Yeah, that's fine.
and just place the square of it into the. You said it was a young girl. Boy?
Their gender, they're fairly androgynous. It's hard to tell their gender due to the malnutrition. As you place it into their hand, it just passes through. And they still have this pleading look on their face.
Is this a ghost?
Gavon's actually going to step back at that and just like mutter an oath under his breath.
The child reaches down, trying to grab the food, but just can't get a hold of it.
Character sheet.
Unfortunately, undead don't count as monsters, so I can't learn any magic from this thing.
Unfortunately, conjury is not something they usually teach at the academy.
I think we might need a holy man or a woman.
As you're discussing this, the child gives up on grabbing the food and just shuffles back into the town.
Oh no, he knows to shuffle.
If I look at the ruins, like how still intact are they? Like the stones or stuff, or whatever the houses are made of.
You feel like you could sneeze in the direction and they'd start collapsing.
Gavon is going to pick up the piece of pemmican he ripped off,
Mm-hmm.
and walk over to the closest building.
Okay.
Just letting its pieces.
Just taking some of the loose stones, he's going to build a little cairn and bury the pemmican under it.
Well, that seems rude. He was having a hard enough time getting it in the first place.
Okay. Interesting.
He'll then just stand back up and very deliberately reach to his belt, pull his helmet off the belt, and place it over his head.
It's the sunglasses thing where you put the sunglasses on so nobody knows you're crying.
I feel like I'm about to hear Deus Vault.
Oh no.
And then he's gonna just walk back over to Alyssa, Alessandra, and Rake.
Okay.
Apparently, I'm a farm tool.
Yes.
Or
Oh, sorry,
or
Rack. It's been 2 months, okay? It's a strange triumph.
having realized this is a ghost town, do you choose to just move on?
Too bad it's not a ghost ship.
I mean, it'd be a little bit hard to have a ghost ship.
I mean, a ghost ship can sail anywhere. I mean, I have nothing to do here. I mean, I know better than to mess with ghosts. And obviously, I have no way to help them. I'm not a holy person. I can't help them go to rest.
Fair enough.
Not my skill set.
Alessandra, is there anything you wish to do in town? Well, here.
Well, here. Not that I can really think of. I mean, I can. There's.
I know what you can do. You can pull a Yuna from Final Fantasy X, start dancing.
I mean, I am a dancer.
It's true. Do you know the dancing ritual to pass the dead along?
Hmm.
Or do you think you
That
can
one.
create it?
Interesting.
Do you know the sending dance? I don't. I can barely send a letter.
I will allow you to roll an insight and willpower.
Okay.
Actually, no. Double willpower if you wish to either devise or recall. I will let you choose which you end up doing.
Okay.
Look at that. I came up with an idea.
Madness.
Van, have
There
a
you
brilliant
go.
idea? Well, you were to the right of that.
And zoomed in so far, I literally couldn't see the top of the dice tower.
Oops.
I'm zoomed out so far I can barely see my dice tower.
Well, double ones.
Hold on, I have to change the song that I was about to play.
Oh no.
Alessandra.
I swear to God, if I hear Footloose, I'm leaving.
I would not. I'm
I'm
not
thinking Benny Hill.
I'm not going to do that. Those are both copyrighted. Alessandra, you think you remember a dance of sending to pass these souls along. And as you start your dance, humming the tune that sounds right to you, Rack and Gavon, you see all of the spirits turning their heads to Alessandra, who is definitely lost in dance. And they do not look happy.
You're rolling initiative.
That depends. What do y'all want to try and do?
I mean, I can't touch ghosts. I can do one thing to ghosts, and it just pisses them off.
So, do you want to try and fight them? Do you want to grab Alessandra by her cloak and fucking? Oh,
You know what? I'm just gonna try and pick up Alessandra, like over my head, and start running. I do have
Alright.
high strength. I have high strength, so
Alessandro, without even realizing it, like you are dancing, you're into it, you're feeling the magic, and then you feel hands, then you feel gravity, and then you feel wind as you are being hurriedly carried away. And like as you look behind them, you notice the ghosts all sprinting in your direction.
it's a good thing I grew up in the forest.
Oh god.
As you guys start getting away, Alessandra being the one who can look back on account of not physically running on her own.
Yeah.
You see the ghosts all seem to stop at the edge of this settlement, as if they can't go any further, even if they want to.
Interesting.
You know what? I have to do this. And in Scooby-Doo style, I throw Alessandra and Gavon so I can sit down.
Come on, catches Alessandra,
Eh,
puts her down on her feet, and just is staring down at her.
what?
Like you can just think, mind you, the helm's still on. All you can just see are the eye slits, which seem to just be angry somehow. Like the most angry anime eye slits in a helmet you can imagine, right here.
What? Did I say something? What did I do?
Come just slowly points back towards the settlement without saying a word.
I turned my head and that's a lot of ghosts.
While just shaking his head like, how did I wind up in this chaos?
Rex is on his back laying down. I mean, even having strength, running while carrying somebody is not.
Yeah, really.
As you all catch your breath, you notice the spirits that are at the outskirts of the town start to shuffle back into town.
Let's not go back there.
It's a silly place.
Yeah, I saw it coming. I saw
Sorry,
it
I
coming.
had the option to make the Monty Python joke.
Ah,
I'm sorry.
don't apologize. It was
That's 100%
fantastic.
out of character.
You fucking are not sorry. Let's be honest here.
I have to
Not.
agree with Swifty.
I am not. I am not. Oh, you know what the worst part is? Mick can't put that scene in the video.
Damn it. Anyway, now that I've composed myself, you are able. I mean, very loosely, yes. I do have a book where I've been writing guitar songs. Anyway, you all continue on your journey, having caught your breath. And not long from here, maybe another day, you come across a much better town. Better being relative to the settlement you had just experienced. Whereas these buildings are worse for wear, they are not aptly described as ruins. They have some level of maintenance to them. The individuals here, they have a breath of life to them as you enter the town. There are some guards who greet you as you walk in. There's a sign on the outskirts of the town that just says Stratham.
Wraitham.
Yep.
By any chance, you guys aren't ghosts, right?
The guard looks at you confused and goes, no, no, no. And like pokes himself and says, yep, definitely alive, not a ghost.
I also poke the guard.
Oh
He-
my god.
He
Must be dead.
looks extremely confused, but he is a solidified being.
We're good. I think we're good.
Can you keep your child on a leash, ma'am? We don't want the child to disturb a guard and then upset his mother. As he's just straight faced looking at Alessandra.
I shake my head.
Meanwhile,
It's
somewhere
like
in the background
this.
is Gavon. What a strange child.
I turn to Gavan. If you would be a dear.
Anyway, what
I just look blankly at Alessandro like, what do you expect me to do?
you did used to keep him on a leash.
It's true. No, it wasn't me. That was
Oh, that's
That was-
right. That was a Kaikios.
that was a Kaikios who had the leash.
Oh shit.
Amazing. Anyway, the guard just welcome to Stratham. I hope you enjoy your time as much as you can here.
Okay, obligatory question. Is this spelled like Jason Stratham?
Statham.
Who the
It's
fuck is Jason
Statham.
Stratham?
Jason Statham is the evil twin of Jason Statham.
Hmm.
I had the name
I
of my
thought
head,
John
didn't I?
Stamos was the evil twin of Jason Statham.
No, Jason Statham appears in B movies.
I thought that was Jerry Seinfeld.
No, Jerry Seinfeld appears in C TV shows.
Oh, but I thought he was in the B movie.
Oh, I had the name spelled wrong in my. No, he's in the. Well, Jason Statham is in the Beekeeper.
It's all circled around.
Oh my god.
I had the name wrong in my head. I'm sorry.
Oh,
We don't
chat
talk
put me
about
to
the B
death.
movie. We don't talk about the B movie.
Not the Bee movie, the Beekeeper.
Oh. So as I said, the town is much livelier than the settlement you had passed through before. There are various markets selling food, selling wares. However, this town is not without its struggles. Many of the buildings are in some state of disrepair. Many of the townsfolk are clearly lined up as beggars. Many people are living without, is the best way I could explain it. What kind of location in town would you like to stop in?
Well, clearly we want to pick up more trail rations.
Mm-hmm.
Get our gear looked at, probably a smithy.
Okay.
Does the map we have cover the rest of our stretch of a journey we need to take, or do we need a new map?
Your map will cover, because I'm pretty sure you guys just have a map of the world.
I know we had the map that was given to us by Anya, but I don't remember what was on that map.
I'm fairly certain she gave you a world map.
Okay.
Or at least a map of this semisphere / hemisphere.
All right, in that case, Gavon is going to specifically look for a regional map that's more detailed on what may be here, and also possibly more current on any changes like to the terrain of the roads.
All right, so you are going to look for any kind of cartographer. And
Photographer, library, adventurers guild, anywhere where you might find like a map.
sure enough, the Adventurers Guild is the only building you can find of that list. And the guild is very simple. It's also much like the other buildings. I didn't get a chance to really explain the buildings designs here. Many of the buildings here are seemingly carved from stone. Very much almost, almost like if you've played Ocarina of Time, the Gerudo buildings. It's very much those kinds of buildings. The Adventurers Guild has routinely been one of the bigger buildings in most towns you've been in. In this, it's almost like a shed. It's that small. There's there is a single there's like a single older gentleman sitting behind the counter who looks up as you walk in and just, do you have a job for the adventurers?
I apologize. We are merely passing through and looking for information.
I see. What kind of information are you looking for?
I'm seeking a map of this region.
A map? What do you want a map to? There's nothing here. You're in the southern part of Kennox.
Yes, and we intend to go further south.
We don't carry maps of the further continents. We just carry the world map. Unfortunately, there's no real reason to have anything outside of Kennox, and well, our region of Kennox is, and this older gentleman points to the sand beneath your feet.
In that case, are you aware of anything we should be wary of as we continue to cross this desert?
Yes, those damn soldiers of the north. They take and they take and they take. Don't have any idea how hard it is already. We're just trying to live our lives, but no, they need soldiers, they need food, they need iron, they need everything, but no, we can't have any of it for ourselves because we're fighting them, but of course we have to just give it.
Gavon's gonna patiently wait while he gets his whole rant out.
What are the rest of you doing while this man rants about the ongoing civil war in Kennox?
You know what? I'm actually listening. I'm interested. I need to know.
Okay. Alessandra?
It would be good to listen and hear more of the local area.
Okay.
Once he winds down his rant, Gavon will continue speaking to him then.
Okay.
I see. Are there any natural dangers as well as the soldiers to be avoided?
Well, I mean, there's worms. There's always worms.
Okay, aside. Seriously, deserts and fucking death worms.
Where would you put them?
Why don't we have death worms in the jungle? Why don't we have death worms in the forest? Why don't we have death worms in the fucking ocean? No, it's the fucking desert all the fucking time. Praise the maker. Praise his passing. The spice must flow.
But listen, the reason that the worms are here is because the sand is so easy for them to move.
It's hard-packed desert.
Listen here, stranger that cuts out randomly.
Okay, that was completely out of track. I apologize.
You're fine.
Just one of my random pet peeves of fantasy. Sorry. Anyway, I see, and the worms, I presume, hunt through some sense of motion.
Well, if you step over one of their underground tunnel systems, they'll feel the vibrations. Then you got a different problem. Some people get lost in those tunnels for ages, never come out. Some people get out and they go cuckoo. Cuckoo.
I see. Are there any other dangers we should be aware of as we head towards the border?
Yes, actually, there's one. If you
Oh?
see a galleon, give up.
A galleon sailing upon the sands.
Yep.
I knew there would be a ghost ship.
Ghosts,
mean,
no, they're very alive,
my
unfortunately.
brain immediately went to Monster Hunter for some reason.
Oh, of course.
Mine went to Breath of Fire.
The ship could be anywhere in the Southern Territory. It could be here, it could be Phaedron, could be the left, could be Necropolis. Hell, they could even be in Jorvel. They could be anywhere down here.
And whose vessel is this?
I'm not supposed to give you that information. You'd have to make it, and he's like rubbing his thumb and his index finger.
What's the equivalent of sleight of hand check in this?
Double dexterity.
Okay. 8. So with a 9, Guvan is going to pass his hand over just like a bar or like a countertop in front between us.
Countertop, yeah.
He's going to pass his hand over the countertop and lay out 5 coins.
Okay. He's
Would have
gonna
been funny.
sit there and like really like test the coins to make sure that they are good. And as he finishes biting them and checking them, he goes, "All right. These ain't no Imperial coins, are they? No. Okay. The Sand Galleon belongs to Captain Gestal of Stranded Sand. He is a ruthless man. He'll take you for all you're worth, and then drop you in the middle of nowhere. Sometimes it'll be an antlion pit, sometimes it'll be a dune worm. But the point is, where he leaves you, that's where you die.
What's his
Usually.
name?
Captain Gestal of the Stranded Sand.
Can you spell for me?
Sure, that's Gestahl.
Guvan nods as he finishes writing the little notes in his little journal as he pulled it out. I thank you kindly for your words of wisdom and your information.
Thank you for your coin. I'll be able to put it to good use.
Perhaps I might convince you to earn a little more.
What you have in mind? And he like leans onto the counter, and you hear a cracking noise as he then leans on a different part of the counter.
I need a letter delivered to the far north, discreetly if possible.
It's gonna cost you a lot more than 5 coins.
What would be the postage?
Well, if you want it discreet, we're talking 80.
65.
Roll me a twin willpower.
That'd be a 7.
I'll go no lower than 70. Take it or leave it.
Gavon tilts his head as if in thought, then nods and pulls a small pouch of coins from his belt and offers it to the man, along with a sealed letter.
Man takes the coins, he takes the letter, kind of just slips it into his shirt. A pleasure doing business with you. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. You look like a Chet.
Chet Julius, in fact.
Ah, perfect. See, I knew it. I knew you looked like a Chet. Didn't I, Jack? And he points to Rack.
Under the cover of the counter, Gavon just like carefully nudges Rack with his toe.
Do what?
Jack, doesn't he look like a Chet? His name really fits him.
Yes, Jack. I am indeed Chet.
Wait, what? When did that happen?
God damn it.
It's your kid here ain't so bright. I don't think he got it from you.
No, I think it's actually the heat. We were running low on water when we made town.
Oh, here you go. And he puts a water skin on the counter. It says, go ahead and take this.
Thank you very much, sir. We will bother you no further today.
I appreciate that. Also, that's full of cactus juice.
Doesn't that make you high?
Again, Gavon just nudges him with his toe.
Gavon just like dragging Rack out, more
Literally,
like
Gavon-
kicking him. He's just like
Gavon just throws his arm over Rack's shoulders, like, "Come on, Jack, let's get some liquid in you." "Thank you again, sir." And he walks out.
Don't mention it. I'll get you. Wait, who am I sending this letter to?
I turn back around. There's a name and address on the envelope. Once it gets to the... Oh, help. What was the border town? Not in Kennex, but in,
The one in the Kingdom of Vandel?
Yeah, the border town we stopped in by the lake.
I don't remember the name of that border town.
Once it gets there, they'll be able to take it from there.
Sounds good. I will get it where you're looking to go.
Appreciate it.
And as you walk out of this adventuring hall, that is where we are going to take our first break. Feel free to get yourself something to eat, something to drink. Mess with chat a little bit if you want.
Yes.
Chat, I hope you are having fun.
Obligatory strange style!
That's the least strained he's fucking been. What do you mean?
I know.
He's just
I've been
being
holding it in. I've been holding it in all the whole game. I've not had a chance to yet.
Take a drink.
Exactly.
Chat,
The
take a
drinking
drink.
game must
I'll be
continue.
right back.
Oh. She got really close to spelling Gestalt correct on a guess. Wow. Oh, man. This is going to be a fun adventure. I didn't realize if Glitchy was here, we'd be somehow finding a way to hijack that galleon. You know that, right? Did we just
Thinking
abandon
about the
me?
entire time that we were going through that.
What was that? You were thinking that too?
Yes. You remember that campaign.
Listen. My only hope at this point is if we wind up on this galleon, there are palicos on it.
Yes.
Specifically, a one-eyed, overly strong palico chef.
Oh my god.
Listen, that is what Wilds is missing, and you know it.
Yes. Yes, we need our palicos. We need our palico chefs.
Best chefs ever, all time. No notes.
Supposedly, there will be some more palicos in the gathering hub that they're putting in
When's it coming out anyway?
Tuesday.
Oh shit! I need to get back to the campaign. Oh, did I tell you what came in today?
What?
The tomes of mystical tattoos.
Nice. I think I saw you post a picture of that.
I didn't remember if I posted it to you or not.
I think it was probably just in the group chat, but yeah.
Let's see. What fun, strange tattoos do we have here? Random page, go! The Speed Reader's tattoo. While this tattoo is applied on your skin, your intelligence score increases by 2 to a maximum of 20. You can also understand and read any written language you see. Additionally, you're able to read and process written information at 10 times the average speed.
Damn, that could be useful.
Let's see. What?
I've been zoning up the last 5 minutes.
Lol. Wait, what did the tattoo name say?
What?
Hang on, I need to find it again because that I had to have read that wrong. Oh, polyglot. Okay, never mind. That makes more sense.
What did you think it was?
What do you think I thought it said? While this tattoo is applied on your skin, you can understand any spoken language you hear. Upon hearing a language you do not know, you are immediately able to speak that language fluently as if in your native tongue for the next hour. That's wild. That's the hero's tattoo. Well, this tattoo is applied on your skin. Achieving certain objectives allows you to increase one of your ability scores by 1 to a maximum of 20. Your ability scores can each be increased once in this way. Whenever your ability scores are increased due to this tattoo's properties, it expands in size and complexity, illustrating your exploits. The ability score increases are lost once you're no longer attuned to this tattoo. It's literally Maui's tattoo.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to have a moving tattoo, but sounds like it would actually hurt.
These are magical tattoos, so. The soaring tattoo. While this tattoo is applied on your skin, 2 inky wings extrude from your back. The wings give you a flight speed of 40 feet. As a bonus action, once per hour, you can cast Gust of Wind. Neat. The Uber tattoo. The what? Once it is applied on your skin, an inky cape extrudes from your shoulders and covers your back. The cape is perpetually billowing behind you. As an action, you can speak the tattoo's command word to gain the flying speed of 60 feet until the start of your next turn. Interesting. The Blade Master's Tattoo.
Hmm.
While this tattoo is applied to your skin, you can use a bonus action to make the tattoo extrude from your arm into your hand in the shape of a weapon you are proficient. The weapon you create in this way is a magic weapon that grants you a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it. The weapon is drawn back into your skin after 10 minutes or when you are unconscious or die.
Hmm.
The Influencer's Tattoo. +5 bonus to
no.
charisma checks. A punchline tattoo? Oh shit. Stores energy until you punch something.
Hmm.
I was just looking up an old comic book while I was
Hmm.
What comic?
It was a really old comic where Spider-Man and Black Widow dated.
Ah. You can apply tattoos to weapons to hex enemies you hit with it.
Nice.
That's wild. There are deific tattoos.
Hmm.
Oh. Let's see. What other excitement do we have? Oof. We have Balticon coming in 2 months now. Oh my god, it's so
Oh
close.
shit! Yeah, it is. It is 2 months out.
2 months. 2 months.
What's 2 months out?
Like-
The what? The what? I wasn't over here. I wasn't listening.
I can just feel Yoshi seething over here.
I said Balticon's in 2 months.
Yeah, Yosh, I came back to is 2 months.
Hmm.
I have been zoning in and out for the last since you left.
For the last what?
Since you left.
Van's like, well, I've left, so I'm mentally checked out because I left. So it's fucking yeah, but whatever.
I
Yosh,
tuned in like every 4 words.
Yosh,
Every 10 words.
Yosh, I do want to somewhat apologize for the miscommunication we had about the fucking date of the con. Hippity hoppity, oh god.
Oh no!
I started reading it, read the next word, and went, what?
What?
Hi,
That
Reggie.
came from what's their names doodles. The person who's like the Wizard War doodles.
Oh, that I love that, but I gotta say, so one of them, I know they just do the audio or the drawings,
Yeah.
they don't do the audio. Whoever did the audio for one of them was so far off because they had useless items. The bagpipes of invisibility. I have already thought of about 3 different uses for bagpipes of invisibility, and I gotta tell you, they're terrifying. Just imagine you're a guard. You know, you're protecting your castle.
You can hear the pipes coming.
You hear the
Your
bagpipes,
princess in another castle.
and then you hear them. By the time they're next to you, you don't realize they're next to you. You're being heavened by fucking bagpipes.
The
But
pipes
also-
are calling, Danny boy.
The pure intimidation of just standing there, hearing bagpipes get louder and louder and louder until that is all you hear. Your life is bagpipes now. At that point, I'm throwing my sword down and I'm fucking leaving.
And then, as they get right up to you, they stop. And it appears a Scotsman on a horse. And he leans down to you and says, "No one will ever believe you." And then plays and
What?
rides off. Monty Python gag.
Yes, I remember the Scotsman on a horse.
And now for something completely different. A man with 3 buttocks.
Does that mean that he has two assholes?
It never got answered in the sketch, which always drove me a little nuts.
I'm asking you. You're the one commenting it.
I don't know because they never answered it in the sketch.
Reggie, I love illusionists. Illusionists don't get enough love in tabletops. I literally talked about this in the video that went up Wednesday. The first time I played Horde of the Dragon Queen, I built an illusionist. And because of the spell Minor Illusion, we didn't have to fight anything on our way up to the center of Greenest, where like all the townsfolk are sitting, except for the civilians that you can scrounge up on your way there. And finally, we're on our way into the tower, and they have one final encounter. And there's no way we're going to use Minor Illusion. And at that point, I turned to my buddy Volpe, and I'm like, you sleep. And we put the motherfucker to sleep. And the GM's just like, all right. Encounter over. I guess. And I felt so bad because every other fucking campaign he's run for us, we walk into literally anything and we're just like, slap, flap, flap. Finally, he's like, you know what? I got my hands on it was called D&D 1 at the time or whatever. D&D Next. I don't even fucking remember.
Yeah, D&D 1.
Whatever 5th edition was during like early stages. And he fucking gets it. And he's like, all right, they're going to kill their way through it. It's fine. And fucking, we just walk in. And we fucking don't attack a single thing. He's just like, I hate you all.
Reggie here just like walking into town going, remember, no Dorvish.
Oh my god.
That's... I picture it more like because if I recall correctly, they say that in a Russian accent. It's been a long time. So they just remember, no Dwarvish.
Yeah. We're such terrible people.
No, we're not. We're just quoting Call of Duty.
No, that mission was so horrifying afterwards.
All right, I'm gonna eat this other cookie and then we can get back to this.
Yeah.
Why do I picture changelings doing that before raising a town? I built a changeling to be a player character one time, and I didn't even get to fucking play her. We never got to session 1. I was so pissed.
Aww.
I built her, and I was like, all right, she's gonna present as a fucking elf, and nobody's gonna know it, and it's gonna be this great reveal.
Frankly, Alyss as a changeling is horrifying in a way.
Yes.
How is that remotely the most terrifying thing I could do in 5th edition?
No,
In D&D.
not the most terrifying, just in general horrifying.
Okay, good. Because
Yes.
let's not forget in 3.5 when I built the Strength Mage.
Let's not forget half of Giant Slayer.
Hey, I was innocent. And I can't even. Here's the thing, Giant Slayer. I was not terrifying on the count of like doing anything specific. I was terrifying in like specific moments, like when I brought in my fucking elf character, and she's like, "Yeah, I don't really bring attack spells," and she's fighting a troll alone. She's like, and a fucking line of acid shoots from her flower, killing the troll instantly.
We're thinking the lung.
Oh, hey, that motherfucker deserved it. That motherfucker deserved it.
That was still the most horrifying thing I think I've seen you pull in one of my campaigns.
For those who don't know, in Pathfinder, there's a class called Magus, which lets you add a spell onto a melee attack. And if you get a high enough in Magus, you can allow yourself to use spells from other classes, from another class you have. It's a 6th edition or 6th level ability for a Magus. Yep. We had hit like 8th or 9th level, and I was like a level 6 or 7 Magus, and I had classes or levels in War Priest, which also can learn a spell called Alyss Lung, which says the target no longer breathes air, they breathe water. But I had a mythic ability that let me cast whatever spells on my spell list, even if I do not have that spell prepared. So I had a spell storing armor, which I didn't even expect to get. Yoshi gave to me. And I had fucking put Alyss Lung in the armor, so if something hit me, it would get hit with Alyss Lung.
Yep.
And we get into this fight with a bunch of fucking giants, and one of them finally, like, I get right up and close and personal with one that's at full health. It swings, it hits, it fails its save, and it drops to the floor, suffocating. Now that's where my horror part ends. Here's where the party's begins. Yoshi says, "I'm gonna end this fight," and the party goes, "No.
Yeah.
We want to watch it happen." And I'm like, okay, I cannot be the most evil person in this fucking conversation. I was fine with a screenplay.
Christ Jesus.
So we had to watch, and you know what? I give Yoshi credit as he explained this fucking giant flailing around, gasping for air. Oh,
clawing at his chest and throat.
That is to this day one of my favorite but most fucked up things to do in Pathfinder is Alyss Lung on
And
other
yet
people.
Not my top most fucked up thing you've done in any of my campaigns.
What is?
The most fucked up thing, and I have used this at panels at cons as an example of players going over the edge so perfectly. We were running the WoW campaign. You were interrogating a Defiant Brotherhood member, and your character wasn't even doing the interrogation. You were just getting to the side, quietly eating your snack of human fingers taken from his dead comrades, while quietly, in real life, snapping carrot sticks.
No, I wasn't snapping carrot sticks. No, because I don't eat carrot sticks. I think I was just eating chips.
Whatever it was something that like made a snap sound when bitten down into or broken. And every time she said, "And I take a bite," and I started flinching halfway through this 20-minute interrogation.
Hey, look,
it was so fucking well done. I can't be mad.
I needed my finger food.
God, your players said what then was going to be lit.
For context, I was playing a Forsaken. I was the undead, but I was wearing a ring that made me look human because we were in allied territory or whatever.
Alliance, you were in Elwyn Forest, in fact.
And one of my favorite parts is, like, even with me doing that, the guy was still kind of hesitant to give us information. And I remember
he was literally terrified into silence.
And I remember I walked over and was like, all right, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen if you don't start talking. And I took my knife and I was like, I know where I have the holes in my body. I'm a Forsaken. I'm full of them. And I take the knife and I just stick it into my stomach where I know there's a hole. And the dude starts screaming his head off and then starts giving the information. It's like, fuck it, I'm done. Here's everything you want to know. And meanwhile, because it was myself, Paradox was there. He was playing the paladin of the group, and he's literally watching me do this. And he's like, we have a bigger evil. I will deal with that later. And then our buddy Poltanic was playing an orc shaman, but he wasn't in the room. He was off doing something else. But it was just this moment of, like, the paladin looking and going, I have to address this. I don't think now's the right time, but we got information we're looking for. Good enough for me.
Oh, so funny.
I pride myself on being that player that makes you go, pull up. I'm sorry?
Yup.
I literally, there's talks that I may be joining a Lancer game soon, and I've built my character, and something I've realized my character could do, I have a mech that lets me, whenever I do whenever an enemy is hit with a tech attack, I get to attack them. I also have a tech attack that locks their cockpit.
Oh no.
So I can lock their cockpit and kill them, and then they're locked into their mech when it explodes.
Jesus.
And I'm just looking at this and I'm like, how evil do I plan on being? Because, like, that's not the point of the character. She's not, like, that's not even the point of that ability. There are other abilities part of that are so much better. But the fact I can just lock the cockpit and then reactively kill the person is like, Here's the worst part about that. All of my mech's attacks go against electronic defense, and I have a weapon that, if I attacked you with it, halves your electronic defense. My mech is a monster.
You are a monster.
Yeah. So I'm just sitting here like, am I really going to do this to people? The answer is probably.
There's no probably about it.
Well, no, there is probably, because if I'm not playing an evil bitch, like, if there's no point in killing the person, who cares?
Jesus. Oh. Well, although, speaking of tabletop stories, did I ever tell you about the greatest stealth fumble that ever died?
I don't know. But after you tell me this one, I got one more story I want to tell.
So, this is the first time the second time I ever played a Warhammer Fantasy Battles campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And we were trying to sneak up on an orc war boss to assassinate him. I was playing a Imperial Knight of the Wolf. So I am in heavy plate armor. We had a high elf spell sword of Hoeth.
Hi, Gallifrey.
A halfling thief, and I think it was a Bretonian Lady of the Lake, wizard.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're trying to sneak up. I am somehow rolling aces to doomsday on my stealth checks, despite having all the negatives. The spellcasters have said, screw it, we are casting invisibility on ourselves, ha ha ha. The halfling fumbles every stealth check. Falls off the mountain path we are on, tumbles down the hill, into the war boss's tent, waking him up.
Amazing.
and immediately was coup de grace because they were prone and unconscious.
So
The greatest stuff that ever died.
I want to talk about an accidental player death from a campaign I was a player in that I had nothing to do with, but is so funny to me. So this was a store campaign that a few friends of mine owned the store, and one of the players was like, I'm kind of tired of my character. I'm going to bring in a new character. And we're like, whatever. So this character's first session, he comes out in the we are in the middle of a fight with these three hags, and this is our first time meeting him. You've spent the first 2 or 3 turns, however many spell levels a level 5 warlock has, literally just casting counterspell on these hags. And then finally they use invisibility. And one of them goes to move, and the DM goes, all right, you and you, pointing to one of the players who's been there a while, and this guy who just brought in a new character, like, you guys get attacks of opportunity. The guy with the new character goes, oh, cool, I have Warcaster. I'm going to use Burning Hands.
Oh, no.
They are flanking this fucking hag.
No!
So immediately, here's what this guy has done. He has come up, he has flanked this hag with one of our party members, hasn't attacked them yet, and the first thing he does is use Burning Hands on this other player. So sure enough, the player just tags him with his sword, which is a sword that literally causes lasting acid damage. And then our buddy Poltanic was playing a character who was also really good friends with basically the entire party, and attacks this guy as well. They just do it the one time to don't fuck with us. The guy's like, oh, I'm sorry. Well, the problem is that the hit from Poltanic put the dude at like 1 or 2 health. And then the acid kicks in, knocks him down. And then he fails his death save. And then the acid happens. And he fucking dies. And the player just puts the sheet away and pulls out his original character. And is like, well, that was short-lived. And we're just like, dude, we're so sorry. That was not the goal.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
And it's one of those moments of like, the stars aligned for that player to die. That was the first character death in the entire campaign, too.
Oh my god. You know what's sad?
What?
My first ever TPK as a player,
Mm-hmm.
we were literally killed by rocks fall, everyone dies.
That is sad.
We set off a boulder trap.
Nice.
My first TPK as a player was basically the GM was going to use it to put us on the next path of the story of the campaign, but we just didn't play the campaign anymore.
Oops.
And that is one that my character killed half the guards in town.
Oh.
Because a friend of ours lied to me.
Oh no.
All right, I have to tell this story. I'm going to name the character I was playing, and Yoshi will understand that everything makes perfect fucking sense from here on out.
Oh no.
I was playing the first iteration of Zatan the Mad.
I'm walking away.
So Zatan the Mad is a psionic character who's absolutely, as his name suggests, batshit fucking crazy. In fact, my running rule / joke with him is that he is a character who has the voice of every character I've ever played in his head. And the less he hears those voices, the more evil he is naturally.
Oh my god.
Well, I brought this character into the party, and the first thing we do, we get into this new town, and one of our friends, who I'm just gonna call him Mike, literally is playing like a kind of evil character, and turns to my character is like, hey, you know, we're friends, and I want to give you these to signify that. And he hands me these dentures he stole from an old man. And my character takes them and goes, the dentures of friendship. We're the best friends now. And he goes, all right.
Oh, no.
So my character puts the dentures in his pocket, thinks nothing of it. Well, Mike goes into a magic shop and is trying to purchase. No, not purchase. He's trying to convince this magic shop owner that he ordered something and they just never made it, never gave it to him, and that they never took down a receipt for it, so they're just trying to steal his money. And my character wanders in at this point. And as my character wanders in, this is escalating to the point where the guard goes to blow his whistle to get the guard's attention. And my character, being a 3.5 Sonic, otherwise known as broken,
Yep.
uses Adjust Elemental. And,
Oh, no.
and the
no.
GM looks at me and goes, what do you mean you're using Adjust Elemental? I was like, well, I can adjust, I can alter sonic effects. He's like, okay, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm going to pitch up this whistle so that it's so loud that only canines can hear it. And he's like, that's really smart. So he lets it happen. And my favorite part of this is he sidesteps a scene real quick because someone who had joined the campaign for that night and was going to be an ongoing party member but never came back was playing an anthropomorphic dog
Oh no.
across town. So just suddenly he hears this high as fuck whistle and starts like yelping and slamming his foot like, what the fuck is that noise? And eventually the storekeep just gives up blowing the whistle and puts it to the side. It's like, well, I'm gonna go get guards because y'all are messing with stuff. And I don't remember a couple of the steps in between this. My character ends up going to jail. He is still there arguing. My character hears about a fire that started in that part of town while in my jail cell and goes, that's not okay. My friend's over there. And teleports from the jail cell to the store, puts out the fire. My character at this point is heavily damaged from trying to deal with all this magical fire. I get surrounded by guards who are like, hey, wait a minute, you're supposed to be in jail. And I tap my temple and I go, oh, I know, I don't want this pain anymore. Y'all can have it. And uses an ability that is a burst pain split. So I take all of my pain and just give it to everybody in the burst, and however much damage they take, I heal.
Oh,
Half the guards were surrounding me, and I maximized the burst. So this was like a 40 or 60. I don't remember how big it was, but like as big as you can make the burst as a whatever it is. And I literally all of those guards just dropped because I had no health. I had no fucking health left.
No.
And I had to wait a moment to get to get enough points back. I then teleport back into the jail cell, hoping to pretend that nothing happened, and a guard is just sitting there, tapping his foot like, all right, where'd you go? And that's a story about how I wiped out half a town guard because someone lied to me.
Oh no!
And that was the first iteration of Zatan the Mad. Yoshi GM'd a game with Zatan. I'd say it was less hectic. I'd be lying.
I try not to remember that campaign.
What do you mean? You tell the stories from it all the time. The cock slap heard around the world.
I know.
Oh my god.
My favorite part is it was player versus player.
No, that wasn't the best part about that scene.
That was my favorite part.
No, the best part of that scene was how that attracted my grandpa to sit at the table with us to listen to the rest of that session.
Yeah, that too. I'm pretty sure Yoshi will never let me play Zatan again. Because not only did I run Zatan the entire party sat with Zatanna and went, you know what? You're all right. We're gonna let you run around and do as you do, and we'll just follow suit.
I am sure you will find some way to convince me to let you play Satan again at some point in one of my campaigns.
Well, yeah, I just have to look at you and be like, Yoshi, is there really a problem if I play Zatan? And you'll be like, no. And then 4 sessions in, you'll be like, yes.
No, I'm gonna start crying because I know no matter what I say, it's gonna happen. Oh man.
Oh. All right.
Oh man.
Is everyone ready? I'm just gonna keep snacking on my cookie while we're running.
Hmm.
I now want a cookie.
Sure.
I honestly, Van, I thought you fell asleep.
I was just zoning out.
All right. So before the break, we had left off with you guys all leaving the quote-unquote guild hall, having given a
Guild
letter.
Shack.
Yep, the guild shack. Having given a letter for this guild leader to send up to the Kingdom of Vandel. I'm gonna snooze that ad real quick. And what would you all like to do now? I know you had mentioned routine maintenance on your weapons, grabbing some supplies.
Yeah, so my next stop plan, at least, for Gavon was to find a smithy.
Hmm.
Okay. Swifty, Van, are you just joining him?
I mean, I don't have any money.
Fair
I
enough.
manage all of Rack's money.
What about Alessandra?
I suppose I go with. I just could, although I'm not sure a smithy in such a desolate place would know much about my beloved baton. So actually, I'm going to spend these moments in a sort of. I'm going to head toward the outskirts of town, just find a quiet space and become in tune with our environment.
Sounds good.
Remember to walk without rhythm.
I mean, you saw my dancing, so.
Hey, your dance had rhythm. It's just, you were trying to do the dance of sending spirits. Instead, you did the dance of pissing off spirits. Very easy mistake to make. 1s in 2/4, 1s in 3/4. One's kind of a ragtime. The other one's more of a waltz. Other dancing terms.
At least you didn't do the shuffle.
Yosh, you look around for a smithy and you actually come to the nicest building in town.
In the world.
Looking around this town and the last town you were in, yeah, definitely. Relative, this is heaven, this building. However, the door is currently shut.
The way is shut.
It looks like we cannot pass.
You shall not pass through these doors.
The floor opens up underneath you. We go another way.
Oh my god.
All right, I'm going to knock on the door.
Who is it?
Customers.
Who is it really?
A customer.
I'm here too.
She opens So the door opens, and you see this beautiful, well-toned woman with deep red skin, striking yellow eyes, and long braided black hair. Just it's in a single braid, and it seems to like she has it in front of her left shoulder, but then it's so long that she basically almost wears it like a belt.
You are Smithy, yes?
Yes.
I am seeking your service then.
Come on in, I guess. We don't currently have raw materials due to the, and she looks around, Northern war efforts. But I can certainly see what can be done.
Yvonne is going to reach over his shoulder and pull his axe out. I hope that...
Cleave her in half.
No.
We work for the North. So you draw your axe in front of her.
And I hold it out across my palms.
And she starts surveying it and looking at it. This is a very complicated mechanism. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this.
It was a hand-me-down from my family.
I don't think I've seen something like I think my grandfather once told me about something like this. How old of a hand-me-down is it?
Older than anyone in my family can remember.
Oh shit. All right. What are you looking to have me do with it? And like I said, she has like definition to her. And she like takes the axe and just kind of swings it over her shoulder as she walks in. Come on in, come on in. What are you looking to have me do to it?
Okay, I'm trying to find the bookmark I put in the book for this.
High fantasy or tech fantasy?
Neither.
Oh.
Magic fantasy.
I mean, Natural Fantasy does have a PDF out now. I'm just waiting for the physical book to drop.
Natural Fantasy does?
Yeah, got a PDF out.
I didn't know that. Go get it later.
Paradox told me about it like 2 weeks ago.
I need to hit level 10 Fury so I can switch over and get a mech.
I am seeking to add the piercing quality to this weapon, if possible.
Okay, now, Yosh, which book is the piercing quality in?
Main book.
Main book?
Yeah. Page 269.
Oh, perfect. Thank you very much.
It's how you get your piercings.
400 Zenny.
So she looks at your axe and it's like, let me get this straight. You want me to put piercing on an axe?
He takes the axe back from her and clicks the switch hidden in the haft, which transforms it back to shield and spear.
Now that I was more expecting. However, and she like takes the spear and she's, giving it some good movements. It's like, you're not looking for a smithy for this kind of thing. You need an enchanter.
I see, and I take it you have not that skill.
I have very light practice in enchanting. What I lack are the materials and the equipment I would need.
I see. Is there someone in town who is capable of doing so?
Oh, you're adorable. You've never been in a war effort, have you? At least on the receiving end.
With a thin smile, not in a very long time.
Yeah, how best to, and she doesn't even finish the statement. Her door is kicked in, and a soldier points at her and says, "You're under arrest for violating the terms of surrender of Stratham. You will be coming with us and going to jail." Like, I haven't done anything. I just said we were in a war effort. That's all I said. He's like, "Nope. You've broken the terms. You're going to jail."
May I inquire what this woman has done?
She's insulted the North. She's implied that we are taking from them what they need.
Are we in the South?
Yes. This town has surrendered to the Northern War effort.
Yes, it has, and she has at no point criticized your effort. She has merely explained why she is able to perform the task I have requested of her.
Yes, and she said it in a mocking tone of the North. If you wish to
I
file
believe
an
she was-
appeal, you can do so at Town Hall.
Very well.
And he walks over, and he begins to slap some manacles on her, and she just kind of looks at you very, like, pleadingly.
I'm just weighing in my mind as the player, like,
Can
do
we
I
kill this
want
man?
to make the scene, or do we do the appeal?
Oh, I was thinking we were on completely different.
What were you thinking?
I was like, can we kill this man?
Look, I'm just going to say it. If Rack starts, I can't stop him. I'm saying it now. If you make that decision, I will not stop you.
In all fairness, there is something I could probably do that you might not even notice.
Okay.
I'm debating whether I should try it.
I mean, Gavon's not facing you to stop you from trying something.
Oh,
I know.
no.
I'm just weighing my options for a second.
I think both of us are.
Let's see. I need to look this up real quick just to make sure. Is this? Where's my bookmarks? Do I not have bookmarks in this book? I do not have bookmarks in the main book. Let me go to the page. Okay.
Wish I could set one of those like one of those like hourglasses. Sadly, the one I have here broke.
Sag.
Yeah.
Very sad.
It was really cool too. It was one of those magnetic ones.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it'd be a smart move for me to do what I want to do. Even if I could get away with it. Let's see. I'm gonna see what Gavon does first, and then I'll go from there.
All right.
I'll let Gavon be the leader again.
Gavon, all eyes on you.
So this guy's walking over to slap manacles on her, right?
Yep.
As he walks past Gavon, Gavon's going to gently place his hand on the man's shoulder.
Okay. Man starts
sh-
turning to you.
Now, surely, my good sir. Clearly, this was a misunderstanding. Clearly, she was insulting me, not your good people.
Roll me a double willpower.
That's gonna be a 10.
The man looks at you and looks at her and goes, "Is this true?" And she's like, "Yeah." You kidding me? Look at him. You wouldn't make fun of him? And the guard looks back at you and goes, "Yeah. Yeah, no, you're so right." God. Bro, where did you get your armor from? It looks ancient.
All of my gear was passed down to my family for generations beyond counting, sir.
Shit, man, you need You need her services then. And he just walks out laughing at you. And before he closes the door, he goes, "We're still watching. Don't forget how thin ice you are on." And he slams the door. And she just sighs and shoots you a look that says thank you.
Ron kind of just like that little like half shrug like Han Solo does.
She goes, but yeah, no, unfortunately, while we have those in town who have the knowledge, unfortunately, all of our equipment for that is meant to be on the front lines of the war effort.
Understandable. Would you be able to at least apply the magical property then?
Well, so the way it works, and she starts going into how enchanting would work with engraving and such, and how the magical effect requires some special equipment. And then while she's talking, you notice she moves over to a desk and writes something down. She then folds the paper and hands it to you.
Gavan teases open a corner so he can read it by casting his eyes down without facing away from her.
It seems to be some form of cipher.
Gavan tucks it under the roll of his belt. I understand. In that case, I have one last question.
Mm-hmm.
Gavan is going to reach into one of his pouches and pull out a small silver disc. Would you be able to engrave this into the haft?
Okay, so she's going to look at the disc. What are you showing her?
The disc. The symbol on the disc looks like a thrown back wolf's head howling with a thunderbolt behind it.
Is this a family heirloom?
Here's a family crest.
I think that should be doable. I'll even do it for free, as you've been very generous.
I appreciate that, good madame.
She then flip that over. That's a secret tool. We'll put it away for later. Anyway, she then gets she gets a fine needle of some kind out and a hammer.
She wants to do drugs.
No, she's going to start engraving.
I'm just saying, you said needle.
Yeah, like a yeah, like the kind you would use. It's more like a nail, if I'm being honest.
You would probably use a chisel.
It's more like an etching needle, probably.
Yeah, exactly. And she will take the time to start doing exactly that.
May I use one of your oil rags as you work?
Yeah, sure thing. And she shows it over to you.
Gavan's going to, while she's working, sit down on one of the benches and one at a time remove each piece of his armor and carefully oil and clean it.
Okay. What's Rek going to do during this time?
I don't know, probably touch everything.
All right, so her engraving is constantly interspersed with "Please don't touch that. Please don't touch that. Please don't touch that."
Rack, come here.
Not that there's a lot to touch. You notice that like there are hooks where tools should hang. Half the tools are missing. Her anvil is there, but it definitely looks worse for wear. Alessandra,
Mm-hmm.
as you are getting attuned to the area around you,
Mm-hmm.
an older woman walks over. She just kind of looks at you. So when you are getting attuned to this, are you moving at all, or are you just still?
So that tends to depend on what I'm trying to do. In this case, I am moving, attempting to get a feel for the overall rhythm and work out the dancing that apparently went awry earlier without putting any magic into it necessarily. Just attempting to really figure out what went wrong.
So as you're kind of dancing a little bit, a woman walks over and she holds out her hand. Like she does a whole flair to it of like unfurling her hand for you.
Huh.
This woman does not seem to fit into this area. She has very soft, light skin, white, very well kept hair, almost as if this woman is from some form of nobility. Her clothes are extremely clean. Even in spite of all the sand, they're nearly white.
Hmm.
Grandma?
I can see her flourish out of the corner of my eye and stop. Good day, madame.
May I have this dance?
Ah, but of course.
And as you take her hand, she begins to lead you in a beautiful dance. One that you aren't really. You just kind of lose yourself in it, is the best way to explain it. And as you dance with her and you turn and you feel more in tune with this desert than you have since you had first crossed that line. She's chiming in with tips on watching the sand and finding the good foothold and making your hold if you must, and letting yourself flow as if the sand is little more than water. And there's a point where you are just so into this rhythm, and she says, "Now you get it." And she gives you a single twirl. You get your back to her, and as you turn back, she's gone.
Grandma!
as I slow down and catch myself with this newfound awareness of sand, of the shifting waves of the desert, just whisper, incredible, and make my way back toward the direction that I saw the others heading.
Sounds good. So, back to Gavon and Rack. Gavon, what do you want to do with this paper she handed you?
For now, I'm going to leave it where it is until I get somewhere where I'm feeling more secure before I try to study it.
Fair enough. It takes her maybe about an hour and a half And during that time is when Alessandra would come to at least what you would assume might be a smithy. It's definitely got the facilities like like the chimney that's fully out of the building more so than most that would make you think this is probably the smithy.
Ah,
But the door is closed.
very well. I tap on the door lightly at first, but almost musically.
Do we hear the knock?
You do.
Gavan will stand up and go to the door. May we help you?
There you are.
Gavan will open the door just enough that Alessandra can slip in.
Excellent. I slip in, and you can tell that while some effort has been made to dust herself off and get sand out of various places from where she had been practicing and not really doing all that well before she had been taught to find her own footing in this desert. You could tell that while there was an effort made to clean up her traveling outfit, there's still sand kind of just everywhere. And she's mindful of trying to not track it everywhere, but you know how sand is. It's kind of a losing battle.
And yet, even being a losing battle, you seem to glide across it with no issue. You disturb the sand very little when you walk.
Hmm.
Whether or not
Okay.
Alessandra shows it, there is a confidence in her step. Gavan was about to say something.
Gavan's just going to sit back down and continue working on his armor.
Okay. It doesn't take long, but she holds up the spear's heft and shows it to you and says, "How's this?" And it's not 1-to-1, but it's fairly good for someone who basically chiseled it in with not the proper tools.
Gavan smiles and says, "That is perfect. Thank you."
Of course. Feel free to stop by any time, and I'll service her the best I can.
Perhaps on our return journey we shall. We thank you for your time.
Of course. Journey safe
Gavan,
now.
Gavan will put his armor back on, reassemble the axe, put over his back, and then turn to the other two. I believe we should be moving on now.
As you...
Do either of you guys say anything?
I'm going to assume they're just going to follow you out.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so.
As you all exit the building is where we're going to end the session. With Gavan having the mysterious note, Alessandra having had a mysterious dance encounter, and Rack having just not given a fuck.
Pretty much.
After all the ghosts, he's just fucking done. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Been an absolute riot of a stream. Make sure to check out everybody involved. We've got twitch.tv/VenturaV.
That's me.
Yep. A very good friend of the channel. You'll often see him hanging out here. He is currently trying to get his streaming schedule in order. And he's got some fun stuff coming up, so make sure you follow him on YouTube as well. Thank you very much. I'm assuming that was you, Yoshi, that shouted out?
I found out the right Ventura, right?
Yeah, that's the right one.
Cool. I didn't
Yeah,
remember
it's
those
totally the wrong
underscore.
one.
I didn't remember if those underscore there or not.
The thing that always trips me up is that it used to be Ventura VT,
Yeah, exactly.
and now it's just V.
And then
Ah.
Grizz's name, and I think it's Grizz underscore VT. So like, is it Van V or is it
Yeah.
Van underscore V?
Also joining us today, we have had the lovely Swift Crescendo. Make sure you give her some love as well. Yosh, just do
Hello.
exclamation SO because that'll
Yeah.
that'll make it so we can shout out everyone.
Mhm.
Swift,
Ah,
what kind of things do you wanna? Is there anything you wanna boast about coming up?
Do I need to put an at? It didn't seem to work.
Worked for me.
Well.
Oh, but I apparently just did the capitalization wrongs. I don't know.
Guess so. Anyway, Swifty.
So this is actually kind of awkward because I just did the whole. I've been doing this streaming thing for a year, so imagine
Hell
that
yeah.
celebration. But in the meantime, I'm sure we'll get back to some. Oh, I don't know, some Monster Hunter, maybe some suffering in Party Finder with the new raid tier dropping next week.
Hmm.
We'll see.
Lots to do.
TPK,
Oh,
TPK,
and of-
TPK.
And of course, as I'm sure Yoshi is probably glaring right now, we have that convention in a couple of months.
Oh, so true.
Why am I glaring? Why do you think I'm glaring about that? I am excited for this.
Because she's stealing your
Because we keep
thunder.
that, and we keep forgetting to mention it.
To be fair, I just leave that to Yoshi.
Yeah. So yeah, I will actually be joining some of those panels, including the absolutely crazy Smasher Pass, which if any of you know Glitch Symphony, she's the one that has been building that. So I don't know whether we should be afraid or.
There's a reason I haven't joined. Mostly because I'm boring in Smasher Passes. I have the Smasher Pass redeem, and like basically humanoid, probably not humanoid. Pass.
I
And
don't
I mean
partake.
full on humanoid. I don't mean like, and nothing against them, but I don't mean furry. Closest I get to furry is cat girls. I like Mikos. That's about as close as I get. But yes, so make sure you give Swifty some love. And then finally, Yoshi. The fuck you got going on? Tell us all
The
about it.
dinosaur.
Currently my channel's on a bit of quiescence because of multiple cons I'm being sent to by Balticon to go promote Balticon.
It's true. It's true. Yoshi is my unofficial con manager. Literally, this man goes to cons, and if he can get me in then I go.
Yep, no. So my hope is that I will at least be around for a stream on Tuesday. Other than that, I probably won't be logging into the following Tuesday because I'll be traveling to 2 different cons, one this week and one the next weekend.
Well, let us know what's going on with that so we can plan if you're not going to be there on Tuesday, obviously.
I will. The question is not will I be there Tuesday. The question is will I have any brain cells left on Tuesday.
Well, I mean, worst case, Crab Champions did just get a new update.
That is true. And I don't have
Just
brain cells for
saying.
that.
Just saying. You need brain cells
for crab.
Exactly. If you need brain cells to Crab Champion, you're playing it wrong.
Yeah, really.
I thought you said brain power or crack, and I was like, what?
Van, you sound like you need a nap.
Yeah.
I'm,
yeah.
I'm,
To be fair, though-
I'm done with today.
To be fair, though, because I know what kind of day you've had, I don't blame you.
Oh no.
Yosh, I love how you didn't shout yourself out.
Right.
Again, that command's not working for me. I don't know why.
That's so
no
weird.
shit. There, I shouted out. Yeah.
And then everybody, me, since we're on my channel, everybody's favorite half-face slime tamer. Tomorrow is I believe we're doing Baldur's Gate with the VFam. Dan?
Should be, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think
nobody's
we're- I don't
canceled
think
on
we
us.
canceled.
So tomorrow's Baldur's Gate with the family. Sunday is we're starting .hack. You can bet that I will be
I missed
dragging.
that. No.
You can bet that I will be dragging Grizzy through it. And by
Which
dragging,
.hack?
I mean having her sit with. I'm doing the original quadrology. We're starting from the beginning.
When are you streaming?
12 to 5, as
I'm gonna
usual.
miss it. No. Oh, I
Well-
love that hack.
Well, Yosh, I've got great news for you.
The VOD will be up later.
There's a wonderful YouTube channel where I store my VODs. I do videos about Digimon and tabletop gaming. You can always just watch it there. Speaking of, last Wednesday, or the Wednesday just passed, we did a TTRPG video on how to run a tabletop module. You know, if you know, go check that out if you're curious about tabletop modules. I actually tell or talk about the story of Greenest in that module or in that video, and I've been told it's pretty helpful. So go check that out. The next video that I will be releasing is going to be the review of Digimon Frontiers manga. Chat, that was there as a fucking joke. I didn't expect you to vote for it. But here we are. So that'll be the next video. Also, Digimonday will be continuing. I just got to finish editing all the videos for that. So make sure you check out everybody who's been hanging out, and I will see you all tomorrow at like 1:30 whenever we all get together for that. Can't give us options. It's a joke. Yeah, I know, because you motherfuckers put it as a tie, and then I let YouTube decide.
As we do, you give the internet a poll. We're going to fucking tie it,
Or vote for Bodie McBoatface, but that's not really relevant here. So everyone, thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute riot. We're going to continue trying to get the recap episodes up as we can. We'll be doing this again in 2 weeks.
They are coming and they are hilarious.
They are amazing. Remember, this is alternating Fridays. This actually alternates with the Digimon Cyber Sleuth Abridged Memories series that Van and myself are doing with Purple, Lucky, and we actually have someone new joining us this week, I believe. So make sure to check in for that, and I will see you all tomorrow.
The last thing I have is, that's FYI, we do have a contest going on at Balticon's Facebook for free memberships, both virtual and physical. So if you want a chance to see all of us on panels at a con, go enter the contest.
It's true. We'll actually be doing a fabulous Misfits through the con. So thank everybody so much and have a wonderful night. Make sure you scream slime rate at Nova.